Hey everybody, what's up? Sorry I've been having to take a couple days off here and there. I really plan to practice all the way through, but dealing with a little bit of a physical. Oh, there's the audio. Dealing with a little bit of a physical issue. Turns out when you are doing this kind of thing, especially if you don't do it every single day, you should really warm up, and you should really take more frequent breaks when you first start and kind of ease into it. Make sure that you start off slow, maybe once a day or like once every other day, and then eventually go to once a day, then go two times, and then one time, and then rotate, and then until I think I just went too hard too fast, and this combined with a crappy bed that messes up my back anyway. I've been having some discomfort, some stiffness, some nerve issues. I think it comes from a lot from gripping the controller too hard. I typically play keyboard mouse, where there's no grip at all, and then to go to speed running something and doing it so much out of nowhere instead of just like once or twice a week here and there, definitely put a strain, especially on my left arm, because you are pushing down a lot, and this arm is used to clicking, or pressing, or whatever. And this arm's really used to doing this, but it's not used to the thumb doing a lot of the work. I think the thumb is kind of coming through my hand and then kind of coming back up here. And my left side, I'm already having some back issues. So I think taking a couple days off was smart. I'm only going to do one run today, and then we're going to take the whole weekend. And I think we're going to be cool. And then what's cool is Monday in the United States is a federal holiday. So what I'm probably going to do is resume on Monday, and I'm probably next week I'm just going to go like once a day. From Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I think if I'm feeling good at that point, then I can start doing like 2 runs on one day. I'll do like 1 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday, that kind of deal for the second week and third week until we get to the marathon. And I'll probably end up taking Wednesday before the marathon off, because I'll be going to work, come home, try to get some good rest. Then I'm going to drive Thursday. And then we'll try to get some practice in Thursday, and probably at least 1 or 2 runs in Friday morning to the afternoon before the run. The run is Friday evening, July 13th. So that's my plan for now, and just to stay healthy until we get there. I'm making other adjustments as well. I'm definitely going to be eating a little bit better. I'm going to be doing some uh, cardio and stuff like that, just to make sure that my blood's flowing, my circulation's good. These kind of things are going to be improved. Stuff I should have already been doing, but with where I live, the weather's so crazy. It just hasn't gotten. We had like 5 or 6 warm days, and this is like the middle end of May, and this week we've got like 60 to 50 degrees, rainy all week. So it's just been a pain. That I used to work at a place where I could walk around all day and like actually get like good steps in and stuff, but I haven't for a while, and it's kind of like catching up to me. So I'm going to make that effort starting next week when the weather gets nice. I think that's going to help out a lot too. So I basically just got to make sure I'm sitting relaxed. I'm holding the controller in a relaxed method. That I'm minimizing the amount of motion and stress I'm putting in through my arms, my hands, and not doing things like sometimes I'll cross my legs or my feet, and then those will grip really hard. I don't know why. If it's just like a tense thing. It's just a bad habit that I got to break. So we're going to break it. It's that easy to say it. But we're going to concentrate on doing it, and like I said, tomorrow I'm actually going to be focusing on writing that script that I've been talking about in the last couple episodes, because I've been busy at work the last few days, and tomorrow is a day where I'm in office, but not a lot of people are, so I'll probably not be bothered too much. So I could really probably hammer that out. Think about what I want to say in about 8 to 10 sentences, get it in, and then, we're just going to tackle a lot of stuff as we play, I think. Because once you get running, too much different stuff happens, and you really want to talk about what's happening in your run. And I really want to save the dead sections like shard farms, boss fights, and the shop sequences for donations or like whatever else. Because I want to make sure we get all those in, especially at a smaller marathon. I think that it's really important to make sure that you get all those read off and everything. And so I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to try to like basically write down something that I can say at this screen here, which will be a different looking screen, but it'll have all these options listed. when you use a seed that's already been generated. And good news is I already have 2 STSs and an MC that are marathon viable, and I don't remember shit about any of them. I remember in my MC that Accelerator is the guaranteed drop. And I think the DS is on an enemy that's in multiple places and not just in one location. But I can't remember what enemy it's on, and I'm not going to go back and watch my VODs. So if I can't get another seed vetted from the community that's viable for an under 2 hour finish for MC, I'm just going to go with the one I have. And what's cool about the 2 STSs I have is that if for any reason the marathon is like running ahead of schedule and they want me to go an extra 10 to 15 minutes, I could actually probably just play 2 of them back to back, because I think both of them were like around an hour-ish. So sometimes you get 2 that are about an hour right in a row, and then sometimes you'll get 2 soft locks. So I played Saturday, and I off stream just to do a little practice. I played 2 STSs in a row, and both of them were soft locks. So stuff happens. All right, so we're just gonna do an STS because it's guaranteed to be shorter for the most part, and I'm gonna kind of stay away from MC until I feel better, until I feel 100%. So I can kind of feel it in my left arm, just doing my like jiu-jitsu style warm-up hand exercises here. But I'm just going to do a couple more stretches of my hands and my wrists and stuff real quick before we get started, and then we're going to go. This is stuff I should have been doing the whole time, right? I should have really been doing these kind of things the whole time, and I should have really been more focused on the ergonomics and stuff, especially since I'm not normally somebody who does this 7 days a week or even 5 days a week or even 3 days a week. So I really should have been focused on this stuff. And I should have been warming up as well. Should have been warming up before each run, and I probably should have started with only doing 1 run a night for the first week and a half, and then turned it on for the next 2 weeks or so. All right. And also, another important thing, there's lots of this, water. I'm notoriously bad at drinking enough water throughout the day because my body retains water really well. That's not an excuse. You got to drink a lot of water. You got to drink, I think it's half your body weight in ounces minimum. So we got to get that in. I got 2 water bottles here, one from yesterday, but it's stainless steel, so it keeps pretty well. And then I got my one from today that I just filled up. It's also stainless steel, actually. Yeah, this is just a black like coating. They're both this, so they keep the water cold for days, which is great. All right, let's generate. And what I'm going to do for this run here is I'm going to pretend like I gave you my spiel already while we were sitting there. I think it's pretty average that somebody gives like a 1 to 2 minute explanation of a game, especially if it's like not familiar with most of the audience. So I think if I can accomplish that, I can really and even then I'll have my closing line will be like, there's a lot more to the game, but we'll kind of discuss it as we go, and because we really need to talk about what's going on and how it's going to affect decision making. And then if there's lulls, I can kind of just like throw things in as we go. All right, so yeah, just putting my left hand on the controller, I can kind of feel like this right here. It's because of the thumb in this part, gripping the thing too hard. So, all right. All right, 3, 2, 1, we're off. And I've kind of experimented the last couple of days. Like, I haven't played a whole lot, but I've kind of experimented with this like open hand kind of grip, where like the controller kind of like sits in my palms, and my fingers, instead of gripping the bit where you would grip like on a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, they just kind of like lay open flat, and the controller just kind of rests there instead, and it feels a lot better. The only thing is I'm gonna have to kind of get used to how it feels. So my fingers are in the same place on the face of the controller and on the triggers and all that, but my other fingers that would be holding on to the... Okay, that was kind of awkward. I've never had this guy be an issue before. Okay. Oh, this one might be marathon viable. Yeah, so like, it just feels different, and I'm just gonna have to get used to that. That's all. Like my fingers on the underside, like my pinky and ring, are just not fully gripping the controller. Just the controller's just kind of resting in that location instead. Actually, let's do this. So we're skipping a chest up there, but I don't really care. It's just going to be a weapon, I believe, which a lot of the times is just nothing. If it's Valkyrie sword, that sucks, but that's not going to be the be-all, end-all. Okay, sunglasses. I thought that was something else. I don't know why I thought it was something else. We can see why I wanted to practice so much, because you get rusty. Especially if you're not like a top tier player. Yeah, what really matters are the accessory checks over everything else. Was that even higher attack power than what I have? It is. Okay, so here's gonna be the real test. Okay, yeah, this is... And the left hand is under more stress. Another thing that puts the left hand under more stress is the thumb doing work that it's not used to doing, but it's like pulling backwards, you know, because instead of hitting like the space bar or whatever it would be on a keyboard, it's, you know, it's pulling further down, but it's also holding the controller up while the right hand is doing a lot of this kind of stuff. Like the right hand doing this is a thumb or like two fingers rolling, and you know it's not gripping the controller at all, and then the left hand kind of has to make up for that grip to make sure the controller doesn't fall out of your hand. So yeah, it's stuff that I haven't really had to think about in years because I've never really went this hard with a controller in a long time. Probably not since fighting game days, and even then I switched to joystick at some point. So yeah, it just hasn't come up, and now that I am doing something like the marathon, it has come up. So I'm just having to adjust to it and go from there. We actually need to keep that. Okay, no. Gamba. Scarlet dress. Blue rose. Okay, so there's tons of good stuff available. Alright, plunders. Okay, so I gotta get this for sure. Okay, that shard's good enough to win with if we can find glasses. And I don't mind stacking it. We would get hit by bow mort anyway. Okay. Also nice. Yeah, I don't mind killing them just to see what items they drop as well. Okay, nothing good after that. Unfortunate. Okay, bronze is nice. Ooh, and a plume. Wow, super lucky. Bronze will craft stuff for us in STS. Bovine plume will upgrade a white shard if we can figure out which one is upgradable. Sometimes you'll get white shards and like you'll only get 1 or 2 in the entire run, and other times you'll get more. And the bovine plume value goes up because in theory it could change one of your white shards. Not change it, it just straight upgrades it. So like you keep the old one and you get the new shard you craft, which is pretty nice. However, though, since it's completely random in the shop, what that means is that you're like, say you have like invert or whatever, and that's the one that upgrades with the bovine plume, the invert could upgrade into itself, which means you get nothing. So sometimes the bovine plume is useful, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes the upgrade is shortcut and it's completely useless. Shortcut, in theory, can be decent in max chaos, but it's almost useless in STS. It's very rare you're ever going to be switching between, like, you know, completely different sets of gear. Okay. Definitely not a great opening in terms of offense, but we have DS, so we can kind of go wherever we want. Kind of skip. Oh, kind of just skip this section right here. Hey, cool. Now I don't need to check any other weapon chests at all. We can do a full leaving behind of Toad and Plume Parma. And honestly, since I have Flamethrower, I don't think there's a reason to kill any more purples. Flamethrower on its own is good enough to beat everything if we can get Jeebel's glasses. So the way we play this is completely different based on what we have. And it's very rare you have DS this early. It's 1 in 34, I think, going into Bone Mort, and then it's 2 in 34 after that. And then even when you add Barbados and, you know, BGK to that, it's 3 in 34. Okay, deep sinks. Now, in theory, there's no reason for invert to be here because we have dimension shift, but it's very possible that it still is. I've seen it happen. So I'm still checking this. Okay. Sinker is also bad. So Sinker doesn't really do much for us. It opens up the caverns, but with Dimension Shift, that's the last place we're going to go. And even if we do go, we're going to go on the opposite side, the waterfall side, where, you know, there wouldn't be too much to it. We get 2 Ordog kills for free here, too, by doing this, so... I'm not even that worried about the time wasting there. Because, you know, a better purple than Flamethrower would be great, but I don't think we should stop and farm it at all. Okay. Just free money. The one problem with having Dimension Shift, though, is you have to climb with it correctly. And that's not always easy. Oops. Sorry, bro, you gotta go, buddy. Oh, let me kill I should kill Larage because that's a potential purple that we could definitely get going. That's what I mean about Dimension Shift. Sometimes you try to climb with it, it just doesn't work. There's not much you can do. Right there. I'm spamming on the button to use it, and it didn't care. If you try to chain more than one Dimension Shift together, you're always kind of gambling on whether the game wants you to have your inputs or not. And I have uncapped FPS on this, on my settings right now. It's wild that arrow still hit me. But sure. Sure, game, whatever you say. Okay. We don't have any waystones, so it doesn't really matter what order we do this in. Okay. Wasn't expecting it. Dimension Shift available. Good posture too is also part of the plan. Okay, this is definitely marathon viable. I mean, even if we don't find glasses, this is pretty good. Okay, double plunder. Oh, we have to get that because there is a small chance that there's a small chance that Z is at the last location. That's the quickest way to get back there. Well, that's good luck. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, Petra Breath and Petra Ray. I was like, what? Okay, so now normally you'd have to fight Bloodless here, you know, if you didn't have movement or whatever. But we have Dimension Shift, so we're just gonna climb. That's a key item chest, that's why we want to check that. Oops. So when you pick up a stat up, you can hit start to cancel it, and sometimes you'll do it a couple frames too early. That's what happened there. Okay. Yep, just taking that hit. It's faster. Okay, accessory. Open the door. Shut the door so I can leave. Shut the door. Okay. Just in anticipation that this is not going to be... Okay, we got to kill these guys. Yep, sure. Myth. Sure, okay. So now this is a tricky one. Very nice. That's exactly what we were looking for. Alright. Zangetsu in the attic is totally fine. Could switch to Flamethrower here and get the kill a little bit quicker, but then we'd be out of mana pretty fast. So I don't know if that actually matters. Actually, let's do this. Yeah. We need to make sure we have enough to dimension shift up and actually slash the moon. When that comes up. I think we're about there. Got him. Alright. Usually I keep the sword on, but we're going to have to use the sword to do a lot more boss fighting in a second, so just going to switch it back real quick. So our main goal now is to find glasses, especially with Go mode. I'll keep looking for stat ups if they're like not that far out of the way, especially because we have Excel. But it's basically just doing every accessory check. Maybe grabbing this white shard to see if we can make our lives a little bit easier. And yeah, going from there. So we're just going to do accessory checks now in like order of density. Okay. So there's 2 checks here. There's 2 in tower. Kill this guy. Alright. Oh, I have dimension shift. I could have went the short way. I'm dumb. Oh well. Shit happens. Nice flash kick. Basically just looking for a Valkyrie tiara here. Okay, inverts, whatever. It opens an accessory check right here, so that's cool. I mean, let's just go up TTD, but the problem is there's no... there's no reason to go up TTD. This finding accelerator is also great because it takes a lot of pressure off my left hand, so it's very nice. Would have really liked to find double jump or high jump there. Those 2 things work much better with accelerator, and we already have DS, so like anything that was going to require invert to get through is eliminated by dimension shift. You can dimension shift through everything that it was going to require. Okay, Gamma's ring is good. It's slightly more luck. Alright. What's up, Wolfman? Okay. So check this accessory here. Okay, not it. Okay, there aren't any more in this area, so we're just going to leave. I'm going to go left. There's some untrained, but we can't get in. Ooh, a Waystone's really nice. There's one up here. Okay. Take that. Might be able to get a couple toad kills as well down here. for free. I really don't want to do the long one, but we'll see what happens. I'm not sure what the extra levels of Synchro do. I don't remember. But... Hey, nice. Aw. Would have been nice. Okay. Basically what I'm doing here is just getting as much MP as I can too as well, because if for whatever reason we... Oh, so close. We don't find the glasses. Yeah, they say they're too far away or whatever. Okay, here comes the save split. So this is normally not allowed when we're racing because this is much faster for people that are on PC as opposed to people that are on console. So there's an accessory all the way at the top of this shaft. Which I should just invert so that it's easier to run through all this stuff. But it takes forever to get back down and blah, 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 blah. It's right there. Alright. So I just do this and bam, I'm back to where I was. Woo! Save split. But yeah, normally you don't do that because if somebody were to do that on console, the reloading time takes forever. And it's really just not fair to them. And, you know, we try to include as many people as we can in the community, so that's why we play on the built-in version, because... Okay, very nice. Okay, now we just got to go backwards here. Some accessory checks. It's way easier to do upside down. Okay. Not good. We really, really wanted to find it. I mean, there is another check inside of... Now that I have a waystone, actually, it might be worth it to go to the end of the game and check those ones. But with Deep Sinker, I can check this one down here, which is like a pretty high value add to going this way. There's 4 total down here if I include well, that's actually not useless because we're still using a melee weapon to do most of our damage. Okay, so this one right here is an accessory. Okay. And then there's 4 more after this. I'm not going to fight Albert. Takes too long. I'm just going to go this way. Yeah, that's about right. Another one in here. Just gonna damage boost through everything. Okay. So basically how this works is actually we can go grab this real quick. MP, it's hoping for HP, but that's fine. Sure, whatever. Probably won't need that, but whatever, let's go. There's 3 more in the fire area. Kind of in weird spots. 2 of them are in hidden walls. Let's have a brown chest here. Okay, and I'm actually going to go ahead and eat these for the stat boosts. Okay. Let's see how weak melee is. Alright. This isn't even... What is this? Oh, it's a weapon. Okay. Like, there's no way this is good. Just trying to grab some money / food. Alright. So this guy is going to be a little bit long of a fight. Because, again, we have nothing but melee here. I'm going to get some initial damage in with Flamethrower. He is weak to fire. And then I'm going to go ahead and burn all my mana potions as well. Because we can just rebuy these. Okay, now we can switch back to this. There it is. Okay, so this will probably be shortcut since we have eternally bad luck, but... Okay, I'll take it. Actually, we will kill you. Because you can drop a purple. There's another one. Didn't we already find those glasses? Maybe we didn't. And then here's the last one. Okay, now normally I would waste on out of here, but since I only have one, I'm going to go ahead and go back. Since with Invert you can do that. Oh, actually, we'll kill you again, I guess. Yeah, whatever, buddy. And we're just going to take the teleporter room. Ooh. Do I want the... Yeah, I probably want the intelligence book here. So, some people would have made the play where you go to... the end game right away, because there's 2 accessory checks, and see what happens. And that's probably the correct call here. I don't think there's anything else we can do accessory-wise unless we go into OSL, and that's not something I would do before I came here. Because that's even longer and more dangerous. Although with double jump, it's a lot less dangerous, I'll say that. Is there health down here? No. The good thing is we go all the way down to the last accessory check, and then we can teleport right out. And also we can, in theory, grab a key item. We can grab key items that exist. And maybe open up the train. Thing is, we don't really want to do train just for just for Jeeble's glasses, so I think the OSL checks might be better. Because right now I can't actually fight Dominique. I don't have any way to deal damage to her. Well, you know what? I could, because I have Accelerator. Accelerator changes the game, really. It lets me evade and get hit by almost none of her attacks. So there is that, I guess. That's a game changer, but it's tough to do, and I don't know if I'm up to it at the moment. I think finding glasses would probably just be better. The thing is, glasses could be in their normal location, which means they're going to be impossible to get in this seed. There is a 1 in whatever chance that they're in their vanilla location, which is just not obtainable. Yeah, I'll take that. All right, hopefully they're here. Oh, frogfish is nice. Ouch. No bueno. Ooh, okay. That is at least an upgrade. I think we go key item check here. Okay. This might give me a 3rd book. I'm not sure. Yeah. Very rare that I take that, but that's kind of the situation that we're in at the moment. Okay, we'll check the quests just to make sure it's not in there, and then we'll rebuy our potions and all that. Yeah, because it could have been in that one quest there that had the rose ring. Yep. Yeah, not great. Things aren't looking good. We do have poison, which makes the fight way less bad. If I had like double curse ring or something, I'd probably go for it, to be honest. Yeah, like if I had any help whatsoever from my equipment, I'd go for it, I think, with what we have. Yeah, if I had more money to buy, or even if I had rice, I would go for it, I think. Because then I can make infinite rice balls. Because I have the halite, but I don't have the rice, which is hilarious. To make a food item. Okay, yeah, sure, why not? We'll go for it. Go for glasses, see what happens. So this is definitely not marathon viable anymore, unless Void Ray is on a purple that I've skipped, and like you get lucky and get that. That's about the only way it's marathon viable. In terms of, like, you know, fast enough to, like, sub 40 or whatever, like I'm looking at right here. If glasses were available, it would be much, much faster. I've wasted probably about 10 to 15 minutes going out of my way for glasses locations, just to see if I could find glasses. Although you could, if you gambled on this location early, there you go. All right, so if you gamble early on coming up here, then you, in theory, you know, are good to go. But you really would never do that. There's really no reason for you to ever go to OSL before any of the other places we went. So I would go to OSL before train, especially since we don't have the bromide, and the bromide has to be on Z2. But yeah. Nice. Validation check. Oh, bad luck. That means we're gonna get a cat. Capacity equals cat. Skull necklace. G-Bowls. Flamethrower. Yeah, we're good. Oh, I shouldn't have sold resist light, actually. Not like we're gonna get hit, but, you know, we could get hit. Yeah, there's that right there, which is the problem. Take your stupid cheap elbow and shove it, Dom. So there's a world where you go up there first, get glasses, and then do the rest. And you just destroy. Because you can go get those glasses immediately. Basically right from the beginning. Because you have DS when you get up to that area. So you can like teleport up in there and go check them right away. Honestly, I probably should have done that. Maybe not the one that's up top, but the accessory check that's... That one right there that's pretty low on the danger level. I definitely don't have double jump for this. If I do that, I don't go down. Yeah, we saved so much time. It could be a jet seed technically. I'm gonna keep this one, and I'm gonna play it again. Probably just to see how fast we can do it. Because that could be like a sub 25 potentially. You just have to get lucky and get the flamethrower purple. I should post this one in the spoiler. Actually, I'm gonna ask the Discord if they wanna. I'm just gonna actually hold on to it, and then like if anybody sees it and wants to try it out, I'll share it with them. But yeah, that's that. In under 45, which is nice considering we had to hit the whole. We literally went everywhere. The second to last accessory check of the game was in an area above where we found glasses there, and then the last one is literally a chest that Johannes, the crafting guy, gives you when you defeat OD. And to fight OD as a boss, you have to collect every I don't actually. It's not every shard. I think it's 95% of the shards in the game. So, oh, did I not save? No, yeah, I did. So if you're looking at this, you see the discovered percent up top? Yeah, that has to be 95 or higher. And then if it is, this little room right here with the boss doors, between the teleport room and the thing with the special door, that will close off and OD will pop out and he will be like, yo, we're fighting. And then he normally drops standstill. So you have to get that. And the reason you have to get that is because that gets you the 100%. That'll get you towards 100% shard completion. And then once you have 100% here on discovered shards, you can go back to the village. And Johannes will pop this chest open, and inside this chest is Jeebles' glasses. And all their glory. As you can see. Orlok Dracula. This mother's OD, son. Yeah. But yeah, where's the one guy? Oh yeah, this dude. If he has DS and Max Chaos, oh my god, it's awful. It's stupid that he even has a drop. Does he share that drop? I don't think he does. Resist curse. Because some mobs share a drop, like Puppy and Rocky share a drop. Giant Toad and Toad are, it's the same drop or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I don't think he does. I think it's just there. So like in MC, he can have it, and it's just like wild. Because he's harder than... This guy, in theory, is harder than any boss in the game, because he can just kill you. He can just like two-shot you from like anywhere. He's harder even than Dracula, the 8-bit guy, anything. He's harder than all this stuff. So if he has it, it's basically not runnable, because you have to do a ridiculous amount of stuff. Well, I mean, theoretically it could be, but you'd have to have glasses plus, accelerator to dodge everything. Because you wouldn't have if you're doing him at all, he's got to have dimension shift. He's the last thing you check. I would farm Scythe Mites before I went to this guy. So, as stupid as they are. And these guys, they literally only appear in the column, the 2.5D column of the Tower of Twin Dragons. And to get them to spawn, you have to like kill other stuff and make it bleed. And then they randomly will spawn if you make stuff bleed, and then you have to kill them. And then they're only a 4% drop rate from there. Yeah, it's pretty awful. So, yeah, this is my normal save file. I didn't bother to do everything. I just have done all the stuff that matters. Like, I haven't done weapon techniques. I haven't farmed every single thing in the game. I haven't crafted every item or whatever. But this is still a 100% file, basically. Alright, guys, there you go. That's my practice sesh for this time. I'm going to, again, take it easy. Actually, my arm and hand feel good. I feel like warmed up. My elbow's a little sus right now, but I mean, it's pretty much good to go. Like, I could probably do another one. I want to play it safe for the next 4 to 6, 7 days. And then I think once I'm got cardio and I'm conscious about gripping the controller, all that other stuff, not overdoing it in a day, probably not doing 2 maxes back to back. That's kind of just like, I think that's what really did it. On Sunday, I did the 2 maxes back to back, and although they both weren't long, it was over 3 hours of playing. And yeah, I really want to try to pace myself, because I think that skill-wise, I'm not going to add any new skills to the repertoire. The only thing I'm really missing is GBA combat, and I think it's not learnable in a couple weeks. without being able to practice 8 hours a day with, like, out the concerns I just mentioned. But yeah, make sure that if you start to feel physical pain in any way, shape, or form, you put the controller down, or like take your hands off the keyboard and mouse, relax, rest up. You only got one set of bones, tendons, muscles, and all that. You don't want to blow them out, especially if you live in a country like the United States where healthcare is great, but 90% of us can't afford it. So, you definitely don't want to get injured or like, get nerve damage or carpal tunnel or anything like that. Doing something unless it's, your whole career. And even then, I wouldn't gamble my physical long-term well-being on a career that, doesn't pay me millions and millions and millions of dollars, which I don't think anybody speedrunning is making right now. Even the best speedrunners out there, they do pretty well, but they're not making, what some of the big channels, like the top 10 channels, are making, right? So, hey, take care of yourself. Be nice to each other. Respect everybody until they give you a reason not to, and we'll see you in the next practice session. Bye-bye.